Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. Now today I've been very fortunate. I've been to find a special ration. I've managed to find a experimental Chinese naval ration. Now this one is anti-radiation. It contains anti-radiation medication. So let's get this on a table and see what this pack contains. So now I have here on the table this Chinese naval experimental breakfast. Now I believe these are experimental rations. I did review one about a year or so ago which actually contained a self-heating meal. This particular one is a breakfast, and in the list of instructions, ingredients, it does actually say it contains mustard, a spiced egg, but intriguingly anti-radiation biscuits. So what are anti-radiation biscuits? I do not know. So as you can see, it comes in a simple blue camouflaged box. This one's took quite a battering. It came all the way from China and all it was in a jiffy bag, so it didn't have much protection. So let's just see how the contents have held up. As I say, I believe these are experimental with the Chinese Navy, and looking at that, it's very biscuit heavy. It looks like the packaging has took some serious damage. So let's actually see what we have. Now I believe this is a mustard, Chinese style mustard. Put that to one side there. This must be the spiced egg. So a simple, feels like a hard boiled egg in there. And these are the things that intrigue me. All seriously broken and seriously battered from the poor packaging. But it does actually, these are actually anti-radiation or anti-X-ray biscuits. And I read the ingredients on the packet with the translate, and it does say they actually contain an anti-radiation medicine. Whatever that might be. Am I going to be glowing in the dark after trying a few of these? There is also a very simple spoon and napkin, and that is it. That is the entire contents of this experimental anti-radiation biscuit marine breakfast. So let's get these on a tray and see what they look and taste like. So as you can see, I now have on the tray this very basic Chinese experimental breakfast. And as I've just said, there is just some biscuits, a spiced egg and some mustard. There is no drinks, so with this particular one I shall just have a little water just to help cleanse the palate. I'm assuming because this is naval, they probably have hot drinks on ship, or if not, they'll be drinking from the canteens. So where shall we start? We'll have a look at this very simple accessory pack. There is quite literally a napkin or towelette and a little simple spoon. I'll have a look at this, what I believe is the mustard, 20 grams of mustard. So tear strips at the bottom, just knead it out of the way, and it looks like it's actually mustard in its raw form. It's very strong, very potent smelling. Got a very pungent smell, like a vinegary smell. It sort of hits you in the nose the moment you open it. I'm very intrigued to find out what this spiced egg is all about. Now this is a 2018 meal, so it's been in here for a couple of years now. Now that's looking rather unusual, and if I just get that out there, it's very sticky, very oozy, for want of a better word. I have seen better looking eggs than this one. I don't know if you can see that, it doesn't look very appetising, but that's my Western taste, my Western palate. And now I need to look at these anti-radiation biscuits. So there's quite a large pack, 4, 8, 12, there's 16 of these biscuits, so it makes up the bulk of the meal. I'll just bring in a knife seen in my previous videos to help open that packet up, and I shall just simply slit across the top of this vacuum sealed pack. A nice hiss there, and so they've already had quite a lot of battle damage. The packaging was very poor, so I'll just empty out some of these crumbs, which is a real shame because it looks like we just have an entire pack of broken crumbs. That's the vendor, unfortunately, very poorly packaged. Surprised it made it all the way from China. It did take nearly 2.5 months, so it's probably been in the hold of a ship, slow travel. So that is it. So let's see what we've got. So I think I'm going to start straight off with, I was going to say the mustard, but I think that might be a little bit powerful. I'm going to change my mind and come and have a look at some of these anti-radiation biscuits. And as I say, it says on the ingredients, contains an anti-radiation medicine. No idea what that is, but it's very simplistic. Cookie. The flavour is very mild, very delicate. It's very dry, very thirst provoking. It dries out the moisture in your mouth and on your tongue. It wouldn't be possible to eat many of these without having some water by your side. But it is a very simplistic, very dry, crumbly. It just crumbles in your hands. You can see why it didn't survive in the post. Semi-sweet, plain biscuit or cookie. Nothing over-inspiring. A very simplistic, light cookie. Now, there is a large 16 pack of those. Far too many, I think, for breakfast, but I'm going to have a look at some of this mustard. Now, it does smell very potent and very vinegar in smell, very vinegary. Quite hot, quite zingy, very mustard laden. Not exactly a fantastic flavour, just a lot of vinegar and spice. Now, I'm almost afraid we have some spiced egg. Now the yolk looks very, I won't say appetising, but it does look in normal state, but the white has obviously gone very, very cream in colour. And I excuse the fingers there, I think I need to break a piece of that off and have a little taste there. Surprisingly, there is very little spice flavour to that. It does very much just taste like an hard boiled egg. I was expecting it to be highly spiced, highly flavoured, but it's just a flavour of a hard boiled egg. There is a background taste. I think it might be a little bit of the mustard. I think it might have been slightly pickled in some of the mustard style vinegar. So let's try a little bit with the mustard. Very difficult to describe. A hard boiled egg with spiced flavoured mustard. Personally, I'm finding it quite unpleasant. It's not to my Western taste, but I'm sure those in China, those who live in China, probably recognise this, and it's probably a daily food source for them. But for me, my Western palate is not one of my favourites by any means. But saying that, there is very little of it. Most of this bulk comes from 16 of the anti-radiation biscuit, which without a drink would be very, very difficult to consume. So I'm going to leave it there. Not very much to recap. Very spicy, mustard greens, high vinegar, probably like a rice wine vinegar, maybe, that sort of style of vinegar. The pickled egg or the spiced egg, surprisingly, despite its colour, not very flavourful, is recognisable as an egg, but it has a strange sort of vinegary aftertaste. Again, not a flavour I find particularly pleasant, but in a desperate situation I would be able to eat that. And the bulk of this meal is these biscuits, 16 anti-radiation biscuits, dry, crumbly, cookie style, but very, very light in flavour, very, very uninspiring. So I'm going to leave it here. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe and hit that notification button for future videos coming very soon. So thank you and goodbye.